none of us really know. None of us really know.
I know.
No, I know. Perfect timing, Keith.
Keith, what's up?
Your favorite movie of all time. Step 9.
Oh, good.
How is there any other choice than Remember the Titans being number one?
I'm curious.
I'm spoiling mine, but
Well, let's see. Here we go. Yeah, that's a good
I'm
question,
not even
Brian.
done talking.
you shouldn't be talking at this point.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Apocaflix Now, the movie hangout show from Apocaflix Movies. I'll be your host this week. My name is Gio, and I got a 4-man crew, including myself. Jacob Barley is busy out there grinding, the holidays, and so you got to make that money. But with me, first off, literally with me, I have Mr. Keith Barnes. Keith, how you doing, man? It's always a treat.
I'm doing very well, Mr. Gio. I'm here at the start of the show. I'm here at the start of the show.
Oh. He made it.
Yeah, Star Drew. Yes, right. I'm here opening intro. Hey, guys.
Hey, man. Always good to see you, man. We love having you. And right above me on your screen, Mr. Jake Berlin. Jake, what's happening, man?
Not a whole lot. Tuesday evening, a little bit of a crazy work week.
Same.
Little overwhelmed with stuff, but I'm excited to talk some movies. So our movie trailers rather, just because we were bombarded with movie trailers. So I'm excited.
Yeah. Yes, we were last week. This past weekend, really. And I will cheers to that. It's been a long work day, Cabernet Sauvignon for me. And to his left, but the right on your screen, it's Mr. Brian Avalosino. Brian, what's the good word, man? How you doing?
I'm good. If these damn people would leave. So the 40s have all their lights up now.
Yeah.
And so it's just Lollapalooza right now.
What is wrong with it? That's the best time of year. The 40s.
It's great, but
beautiful.
Here's the thing. We have those Sacramento, a lot of big cities have them. The beer trolleys?
Oh, yeah. Okay, yep.
Yeah, they go up and down the streets. Well, apparently the starting place is literally in front of my apartment.
That's really.
So literally every single night around this time, the beer truck is right outside my window. It's right there. I can see it. And just drunk college girls.
Yeah, those are people that are
it's
So you're complaining about a beer? Go get a beer. Go grab one.
no, and they blast music too. So it's just all right,
So
move it along. I wouldn't have a problem if they got on and go, but it's been sitting here for 45 minutes. I'm over it now.
Yeah,
So I'm Grinch. That's why I have a grump tree.
you remind me of your situation. Reminds me of Neighbors, the first movie. All the party kids except you ain't got a kid, right? You don't have a kid.
Okay, all right. Screw off.
I think Brian is the only person on the planet to argue that.
That's why I have a grump tree.
There's a beer ice cream truck outside his house.
Oh, man, that sounds like a good time, man. And then a food truck pulls up too.
Andy, if I did switch places with you, it would be summertime. So that's not horrible. So don't push it.
Gio, how's your day?
Oh man, dude, I was just busy. Busy with work and whatnot. Some of you in the crew know that I've been going through some things, but I'm coming out even better than before. And still haven't done Christmas shopping yet. I missed Black Friday and Cyber Monday, and but just been busy. That's pretty. I know, boring, right? But hey, whatever.
It's all good,
I
buddy.
bought one thing. Already. I was happy just to get that one thing.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I need to. Same. I haven't done any shopping.
Tell me you didn't buy the new Madden.
Nah.
Okay, good.
Nah. It's a book. I just got a book.
Okay.
But yeah.
Oh, good for you. I use Black Friday to buy all my movies.
I heard the Criterion Collection had a nice sale going on.
Well, the only one I saw on Amazon was Wall-E. But yeah, they did. Barnes and Noble does the Criterion, and they had a lot of stuff like half price.
That's cool.
But yeah,
Well, I'm sure they'll have more deals as Christmas gets closer. Anyways, guys, we got a busy show. We got a packed show. We got a lot of trailers to talk about. Okay, a lot of trailers dropped. A lot of exciting stuff over the weekend. And by the way, you guys can check out those videos on our YouTube channel. Reactions up there. And so check them out. We love your support. Appreciate it so much. But before we get to those trailers and have a full-blown discussion, we're going to get to our movie watching challenge. And there it is, Brian. I was waiting for it. Last week, Brian Avellino gave his thoughts on Nightcrawler, and you guys should check that video out. And he challenged Jake Berlin. And let me pronounce this movie correctly. The movie that Jake was challenged to was My Neighbor Totoro. Oh my God, I blushed.
All good, Gio. It's difficult. It's difficult.
Totoro.
Totoro.
Yeah. Anyways,
Totoro.
yeah, that movie. So be on the lookout for that video coming out probably tomorrow. And Jake, as per usual, give us a little teaser of what's to come with your thoughts on the movie.
Everything I expected from Studio Ghibli. I'll just say that.
Enough said.
So if you don't know, Studio Ghibli is like one of the most prolific and efficient movie studios on the planet. Not just anime or animation, but just in general. And they put out absolute bangers. This is from the 90s. And I'm trying to get my Ghibli, dictionary down, and so I'm very happy that this got put up on the list. That's for sure.
Did I just hear a growl?
They're fighting over a bone, and it's really annoying right now. It is very, very annoying.
It's cute.
All right. Well, those of you who regularly tune in to the show knows how this goes, but in case not, what we're going to do now is have Jake challenge somebody else to a movie they have not watched yet, hence the movie watching challenge. So Jake, why don't you take it away? Who's the lucky person and what movies are they going to be choosing from?
Damn it.
Well, lucky person. I mean, it's a typical routine here on Apocaflix. Every other week goes to Mr. Brian Avellino.
Hey.
It's funny, actually. If I would have known Keith was going to be here at the very start of the show, I would have challenged him because he hasn't been challenged in a long time. But I didn't know he was going to be here tonight.
Oh,
You literally just talked yesterday about me having to do this all the time, and you still were an asshole and did it.
So yeah, look, I'm challenging Brian. It's fun. I want to add to Brian's very slim, movie knowledge at this moment. And it's always fun because he has the most fun list. Like, there's great movies for everybody else, but he has the most fun list out of all of us.
Yeah.
And I like making his week a little bit more difficult. So,
All right, Brian, what are you going to be watching, Jake?
Here we go. The 4 movies that I challenged you to. I kind of went a little bit of a different direction. I've tried to theme them before, but I just picked 4 movies that I felt like I want you to see. So we have Christmas Vacation, Birdman, Gravity,
Nice.
and Ghostbusters, the original.
Oh, Lord.
Of course, we have the wild card in there as well. But these are 4 movies that I really love. Obviously, Christmas Vacation, it's Christmas theme. Birdman is a movie that I know that you really do want to see because we talk about it so much. Ghostbusters is the well-known one. And then Gravity, I absolutely love. I think it's a very, very appreciated film from 2013. Same director as Prisoner of Azkaban, Brian. So there you go.
I don't like
Here we go. Let's.
All right, drum roll.
Here we go.
Come on, Birdman.
Yes, go. Yes.
Hey!
I I literally got the two movies we've been talking about for the longest time back to back. Whiplash.
Birdman. I love it. I love the choice, or I love the
Nightcrawler.
landing spot, I should say.
Another 2014 hit too.
Yeah, from an incredible year, an Oscar winner. Just you're in for a treat, Brian. You're in for a treat. I hope so, anyway, because sometimes you have some whack ass opinions on movies.
Listen,
I hope you like this.
You
one.
never know, Brian. No,
I mean,
it'll be a movie that all of us and everyone in the chat loves, and Brian will be like, "Yeah, I didn't like it."
You'd be like, it was mid.
I don't know, man.
It was
I mean,
okay.
if he liked Nightcrawler, I feel like he'll like
Oh,
this.
yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
So,
John, probably not, because they always challenge me to the ones that I have to pay for
that are
no,
streaming.
Nightcrawler was on HBO.
at the one time.
It was on HBO. Now,
Yeah, it's for rent. It's only for rent,
rent.
Brian, right now.
Yeah, great.
It's worth it, man. It's really worth it. Let me tell you, this is a movie that, from a technical, aspect, you're gonna really enjoy. You're gonna be wowed. What?
Produced by Alejandro Inarritu. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, he directed. Yeah,
Oh, he
won
directed
best. Yeah,
He did direct it.
best director.
Yeah, what are you guys
best
talking about? He
picture.
directed it. You freaking fools.
I don't even remember that.
And I still stand by it. And Jacob is not here right now. But Jacob, if you're watching either live or playback, yes, Michael Keaton should have won Best Actor that year. Okay.
It's I'm on the fence, but it's a debate. Yeah, you guys
Jake
always
Gyllenhaal
know.
should have won Best Actor that year. I'm sorry. Just
Who
that's-
won it? Who won it?
He was great.
Theory of Everything.
What's his name?
Oh, Eddie Redmayne.
Eddie Redmayne.
Yeah,
Yeah.
who was incredible in that.
From
Which
from Jupiter-
that is a fair that's fair. Out of the people that were nominated, Eddie Redmayne I think should have won. But the fact that Gyllenhaal wasn't nominated for Nightcrawler is a sham.
Yeah, that's a yeah, right.
Just saying.
That's a surprise.
Yeah, Eddie Redmayne from Jupiter Ascending won. So, anyways,
No, not
I'm
Jupiter
still salty.
Ascending. No.
I'm still salty 8 years later. Okay, I can't wait.
From Danish Girl, Gio, from the Danish Girl.
Jupiter Ascending. That was a joke, right?
Yeah.
No, he's in there.
Okay.
He's in the movie.
Even I know that's not a good
So there you go, Brian. I think you're gonna love this movie. The ensemble, the way it's shot, and just it starts
I
and
hope
it
so.
does not stop, man.
I mean,
I think you're
The two that I've been wanting probably out of all of our lists the most was Nightcrawler and Birdman, and they're literally back-to-back challenges for me. So
Yeah.
let's hope. It does help me when I'm excited to see it a little bit more. Like Last Action Hero, I was just like, okay. So what are you doing?
All right, so you went into it with a bad attitude. That's the problem.
Yeah, I 100%. I do. I am very much a negative Nancy.
I think Jake is posting on his Snapchat. So
No, well, I've been obviously talking about they've been fighting over a bone, right? Well, they tired themselves out.
Oh, okay.
They're absolutely KO'd right now.
Well,
So
That's
I
good. for
can't
you.
move. I can't
Where's the
move.
bone?
you, though.
Where's the bone? Who's the
It's
victor?
currently in Kylo's paws.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. Yeah. Age and experience one out.
Wait, hold on. Let me see if I'll zoom in.
Oh.
That is funny, man. I love it. I love it. Well, stay tuned for Brian's thoughts next week. Join us again. And Birdman, or the unexpected virtue of ignorance, is what Brian Avalosino will be talking about. All right. Well, before we get on to these awesome trailers that release, or at least I think it's awesome, we're going to have a discussion about it. First, I have a quick plug. And if you guys did not know, Apocaflix now has a Discord. So not only do we appreciate and love having you guys join us on these live shows, you can now bother us all week on Discord and share some of the things that you love, converse with us, get into these healthy debates about a movie coming out later on this month. Whatever you want to do. Join us on Apocaflix Discord. The link is in the chat. You guys can bring things to our attention, maybe ideas for show topics, so on and so forth. There is much to be gained from joining us, not only here on Tuesdays, but also on Discord. So check us out there. All right.
I had to explain Discord to Dom. It was pretty interesting. Man's he's not a social media guy.
my daughters laughed as soon as I told them, all right, I have to join this thing called First of all, I said discourse, which
discourse.
And
well,
then
discourse. Yeah.
Oh my! Both they're 16 and 17. Oh, I mean, when I tell you, they laughed like they actually went. Laughed at me. I'm like, okay.
I had it. I think when Jake, you tried making an Apocaflix one many years ago, and I think like we tried it one time and it like went off in class, and I'll never forget kids going, "You have Discord?" Like it was like, you're too old to have Discord. like I'm like,
oh stop.
Yeah.
Little kids. But yeah, join us on Discord. It's going to be a lot of fun. Try it out. Talk with us. We love hearing from you guys. Okay, let's get into the trailers that released this past weekend. And I'm still trying to decide if it was because certain movies coming out this December or if it's just Brazilian Comic-Con is just that popping every year. I don't know.
It's
but
Brazilian Comic-Con. That they do this every year.
I was gonna say, I think it is big.
They do. Okay,
they've been doing this for at least the past 2 years. They've been dropping a ton of stuff. So this is basically like the international Comic-Con.
Well, maybe it was just because I don't know, COVID or something. Like maybe it was diluted or whatnot. But like this, they came out with a bang, and honestly, we're gonna have to circle that date next year and make some
you're gonna have to circle it because you're the one that did reactions to all the videos.
Hey, we're a team.
It just so happened to be that Gio was off that day.
It was my off day, thankfully, but it was a blast, man. I wish you guys could be there, but you're here now and we're going to talk about it. The first one, maybe the surprise of everything that got dropped trailer wise, our first trailer for Transformers Rise of the Beast.
He got it right, everybody. He got it right.
I got it right. Yeah. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch that reaction, the first 15 seconds, and you'll just have a laugh. But yes, Transformers finally adopting the Beast Wars storyline from that popular sort of, well, at least for me, it was popular and wacky animated show in the early 2000s. This one is directed by Stephen Caple Jr. of Creed 2 and stars Anthony Ramos, Dominique Fishback, Anthony Ramos from In the Heights, Dominique Fishback from Judas and the Black Messiah. And then you have a voice cast that features a whole lot of actors, including Pete Davidson I saw in there. I believe Peter Dinklage.
He's voicing Anthony Ramos's Transformer, the Porsche. His main Transformer.
Oh, that could be fun.
Mirage, I think it's
Mirage. Thank you.
Mirage.
I thought it was Jazz, but yeah,
no, it's Mirage.
Didn't Jazz get ripped in half?
Well, but so that's where this gets funky. This is taking place in the 90s.
Right.
Yeah.
So everything Michael Bay Transformers. So they're not outright saying it, but I kind of believe that they're looking at Bumblebee as a reboot to the franchise.
Starting point.
And this is like a pseudo sequel because it's not a direct sequel, but I have a feeling that the Bumblebee we see in this movie, because we have seen him, is the Bumblebee we met in Bumblebee. That's what I'm kind of leading towards right now. It takes place years after, but I kind of saw Bumblebee as like, okay, I think that they're rebooting the franchise without actually rebooting the franchise because it's set in the past, so they don't really have to worry about the stuff in the future. But at the same time, if we see like Optimus, then they kind of have to answer questions. But if they don't answer those questions, then it's a clear reboot. Like it's kind of confusing, but at the same time, it's in our face. Like it's just, I don't know. But
it seemed to me like it was a sequel to Bumblebee. I thought. I don't know.
They haven't outright said it yet. That's the thing. Like I think
knows?
they're just going at it as like, we're just making movies in this universe. And again, we haven't seen it, and it's only been trailer, obviously, but maybe inside the movie they reference something that happened, or like Prime says something like, "Oh, Bumblebee, you've been here for 5 years. What have you been doing?" or whatever. Because Bumblebee was in the late 80s, 88 or 89, I think
like
it was.
87 or something. Maybe.
And so a quick Passover comment like that would make it a clear, sequel to that movie. But I think we can look at this as a sequel, but it's just more so an actual Transformers movie rather than a kind of small scale,
Right.
lower end story like Bumblebee was. So
Yeah. Where it's just him. Now we got the whatever the conflict is, it's coming to Earth.
well, it's the Predacons and the
the Predacons, the Terracons,
Terracons. That's the word I was looking for. The Terracons, which the Terracons are the good guys.
and the Maximals. Well,
Or the Maximals are the good
Maximals,
guys.
yeah.
Excuse me. Maximals are the good guys. They're led by Optimus Primal, which if you don't know who Optimus Primal is,
Yo.
he's a future descendant of Optimus Prime.
Mhm.
So the ape,
I was gonna say, is he the monkey?
he's the ape, and he's a future descendant of Optimus Prime. And in the storyline of Beast Wars, the reason why they turn into animals is because during their crash landing on Earth or their like time travel, their readers to read cars like got all jacked up.
Mhm.
And so they read organic life forms.
yeah.
That's what happened in the actual show. So I don't know if they'll adapt it that way, but that's why we see the Maximals as like birds and leopards and gorillas, because they've been there and they adapted to organic life forms rather than mechanical life forms, a la the cars and the ships and that type of stuff. So,
Yeah.
Are they saying he's a descendant of Prime in this movie?
well, they haven't said it in the trailers, but if they follow the show, then yes.
I thought he was okay. I didn't get into Beast Wars. I was under the impression he was just somebody who really like admired Optimus Prime.
No, he's like an actual descendant, like down like their quote unquote family line.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
he's
didn't know.
he's
I
in
thought
the
he was-
line of Optimus Prime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then the bad guy, and I'm forgetting his name. The bad guy is a descendant of Megatron, who's the T-Rex.
That's good. I thought he okay.
Yeah, so you can kind of
wasn't
look at it like Megatron and Optimus Prime are very much like a cornerstone family line in the Transformers like world. And it's not always indirect with those characters, but a lot of the lines connect
Usually.
to them.
Yeah.
And the future descendants, obviously, like someone like Megatron's going to have a descendant of lines, and same with Optimus Prime. And so the bad guy, it's very much future Prime versus Megatron, essentially, with a lot of other players, like a lot of other awesome kick-ass players. Like Michelle Yeoh is voicing the Hawk, like the big giant pterodactyl looking thing. So psyched for that.
Arizor.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
she's a bad ass. She's a badass.
I'm seeing the villain is Scourge, and it's
Scourge.
voiced by Peter Dinklage.
There we go.
which I love. And I again, I'm not 100% up on my Beast Wars stuff, but I'm pretty sure Scourge is a descendant of Megatron. I could be wrong. It could be wrong. But yes, Maddie Gunner asked, we are 100% getting a T-Rex. T-Rex is 1000% showing up in here.
Please.
I mean, we had the T-Rex in Age of Extinction.
Yeah, but those were the oh
Dinobots.
my god.
Dinobots.
Thank you, the Dinobots. Thank you.
Yeah.
And the Dinobots are massive, and they did not do the Dinobots justice, like
No, they
at
didn't.
all. I hope we see those because those characters are my favorite Transformers characters
Grimlock
ever.
was the T-Rex.
Ever.
Yeah,
Those characters are so badass. But I will say on the trailer, like I've said it, I think we talked about it, and then I said it on Twitter. I'm sucked right back in, man. Like
Same.
I am. Like it sucks because I don't want to be in this place of Transformers of like being let down so much like I have been over the last number of movies or just the last two, because I actually really do like Dark of the Moon personally.
Yeah.
But
You
they've
did.
been so bad that I was completely turned off to the idea of Transformers because they just can't get it right. Like they think that it's just this massive explosion type of franchise. But then when you look at a trailer that isn't directed by Michael Bay and isn't set in that world, it feels different. Like there's similar elements, of course, but it has a different feeling than something that Michael Bay is directing. And I obviously, like, that's the biggest pull for this movie is that Michael Bay is not involved. Like maybe he'll be done as like a producer, right? Because he brought the Transformers to life and he did those first 5 movies. But when you have someone come, and we've talked about it with like all kinds of franchises before, but you want new outlook on movies, and Transformers was 2 movies overdue. Like he should have never done those last 2 movies because his time as the director of Transformers ran out like just a long time ago.
Right.
I love the idea of Stephen Caple Jr. doing it, and he has been very outspoken about loving Beast Wars and being a Transformers fan. And that is always something that you want with this type of property because it's coming from someone who loves the property and that they're going to take care of the property and try to do their best to make it do justice to it. We haven't seen a lot. Like a lot of it was all action in this one, right? We didn't really get like a whole lot, but that last sequence, man, of them on the battlefield got me hyped. Like hyped.
That is like
up.
that literally looked like. I feel like when I saw that, I was like, finally.
Yeah.
Like
you don't want it. Like the only issue is like if that scene's happening and I see humans running on the battlefield, I'm out. I'm out.
Same.
Like you cannot have humans running in that battlefield. I'm sorry. Like
No,
I want a movie where the humans are in place, but the last 20 minutes is all Transformers. Like I don't need humans.
No,
don't
same.
put them in the fight.
I agree. As much as I love Lennox and Tyrese in those movies, you know, like I'm okay if they're going off and like, you know, whatever, Energon or whatever, you know, and retrieving something, Matrix, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, Jake, I agree with you. You know, I think Michael Bay was just doing it for the money on 4 and 5 because I think that was around the time he did Secret Soldiers of Benghazi, and like you saw when Michael Bay cares about something.
He did 13 Soldiers before he did 4 and 5.
13,
I think he took a break from Transformers, did 13 Soldiers, and then he did 4 and 5 back to back.
Yeah, and you know, if there was a concern for me, it's not really a concern.
This is all I need. Like legit. Just give me the
Bumblebee
opening of Bumblebee.
I need to watch Bumblebee.
I thought Bumblebee was fantastic. Like,
well, it's just the opening too. Like the here. Actually, you know what? Let me see how long it is. Maybe we'll do a live reaction to
Brian. Hey, can you challenge me to Bumblebee next week, man?
sure.
So, Jake, I was going to touch on this. The opening of Bumblebee is I don't know how long that. Maybe 3 minutes. It's not that long, but it's everything I've wanted them to do all these years with Transformers. It's like the battle. Is it on Cybertron? It's on Cybertron, and it's the battle, and it's.
You guys want to watch it?
Bumblebee needs to be a whole movie.
You guys want to watch it? Yeah. It's 3 minutes.
Play it. Let's go.
Why not?
Yes,
the opening to Bumblebee.
I've yet to see it.
It's the best thing they've done in Transformers.
It's not going to get taken down, Brian. We'll be all right.
I mean, I don't care.
Here we go. So, does it do for Transformers what?
Here we go, Gio. Just here's your.
Whoa.
She's from Rise of the Beasts.
Okay, this is going to be a sequel. Look at that. That's dope, right?
The G1 designs are all I need. They are so good.
Nice.
Where's B-127?
Nice. Look at that.
Woo! Sorry, Mike. Hit a little traffic. Optimus.
They're both that Starscream. Those are all villains from the 3 Transformers.
Fall back.
He's my
Get
favorite.
to the tower.
Destroy the monster.
Optimus, do what you did in Revenge.
He was in Dark of the Moon.
What?
Cybertron has fallen. Get to the escape pods. There are other Autobots scattered across the galaxy. We must reach them if we hope to survive.
Optimus, this is our home. We have to fight for it.
Go, go, go.
We will fight on, but we must find refuge first. I found a planet that's well hidden. Earth. You will travel there and establish a base for us. Once we've gathered the others,
Look at the
we'll join
effects. Look
you
how
must
good they
protect
look.
the planet. If the Decepticons find it, Then our people are truly finished. Now go.
There's that sound effect. Whoa! Rain fire on the damn Autobots. Jeez.
Good luck, soldier. I'll buy you some time.
Look at that. Optimus staying behind like a beast.
Dude, he's so badass.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, this is like Man of Steel Krypton vibes right here. Shit.
Tell you, this was
If that was a whole movie, it'd be like the
Yes.
greatest movie ever.
absolutely.
And so I get why they don't do it because it would cost a ridiculous amount of money. Like I get it, but let's be honest, if we're seeing something like Avatar come out here in a week,
I think the reason they don't, it would cost a lot of money, but they're doing it. They just put them on Earth. I think they just want to have human characters in it.
I want the war and fall
Me
of
too.
Cybertron. That's all I need.
I got the 2 games.
Those
War
video
of
games are
Cybertron,
so
Fall of
good.
Cybertron.
Those video games are so good.
My kids still play them to this day. Yeah, I wish that they would do that. I'm talking. I want to see Metroplex, the giant city-size one. Yeah, I wish they would do that. So I'm hoping that whatever that last battle scene is closer to what we just watched, even though it's not on Cybertron. But I'm hoping it's more of that.
I just hope it's like in a distant land. Give me take them to Iceland, in the black sands of Iceland where there's no human contact, and let them battle it out. Like maybe there's some kind of technological beast hidden in the grounds of Iceland where there's no humans in sight, and they can just totally
Iceland, Jake.
I'm saying in the middle of nowhere, though, is what I'm saying.
I'm kidding.
Well, as long as you can tell. See, that's the biggest thing is you can actually tell everyone apart. And in all the previous 5, everybody's pretty much the same color, the same angled.
Yeah, they all have colors,
design.
and the designs are specific, and
Right.
you know who each other is, and
you can see RC in there. You can see which my daughter Emma is very excited about. You can see Wheeljack, who I guess is the VW van is Wheeljack, which is a little bit different from, but it's whatever. Yeah. And like I said, I thought that was Jazz, which I was very excited about, but apparently it's Mirage, which is fine. But yeah, it's cool. I will disagree. Someone said it's good to hear Peter Cullen. Gordon, you can kind of hear it in his voice there. Peter Cullen's very, very old. You're kind of starting to hear it a little bit.
it's
kind
the
of
James
similar
Earl
to
Jones
James
effect,
Earl Jones,
right?
exactly. Where you're starting to hear it. And I think even James Earl Jones, I guess he's retired from Darth Vader now, right? I think he just
he officially called it after Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
He's doing a Mufasa, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, but
Maybe.
he sounded old in that too, so
Right,
I'm
yeah.
sure it'll be edited to sound a little younger, which is something that they can do, and maybe they're doing the same thing with Peter Cullen.
The Screen Junkies guy, he does Optimus. The Honest Trailers guy, I should say.
Oh, him?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of guys who could voice it. Like, there's millions of voice actors out there. I get why they're doing it, but I don't know. I mean, maybe that means that Optimus actually isn't in the movie that much, right? Like, maybe we're following Primal more than Prime.
I honestly wouldn't mind that. Like, give me not like I don't always need Optimus Prime. Like,
I agree.
It's kind of like, I mean, I don't always need Captain America. I don't always need Luke Skywalker.
Whoa.
Oh,
or Batman or everything. Everything doesn't have to be. I get what you're saying.
I don't always need. Well, I'm just trying to think of like the people that lead the team. Like, I don't always need the leader to have a good story. Like,
well, it looks like this one is going to be Autobots and Maximals teaming up to fight the Predacons. Essentially, is what's I
do. Sorry, Brian, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say I also dig Anthony Ramos in this.
Right. Yeah. Right. He's great. Yeah.
I like that they're putting like legit actors too, like in Haley Steinfeld was fantastic. He looks like he's going to be great.
Yeah.
I mean, Shia LaBeouf was great, but he was just like, here's
Fun fact.
here's a hot chick that to be
Shia-
next to you.
Shia is
Fun
a
fact.
father.
Did you know that? Did you know that Sam Witwicky died in Transformers canon? Did you guys know this?
Didn't they mention that in the last one?
They mentioned that in the last
London
movie.
Yeah.
Sam Witwicky died in the in Transformers canon. They
Yeah.
killed him off.
They did.
Whatever.
Wild, right?
Who cares? Who cares?
Whatever.
Shut up,
Screaming.
Keith. We care. We care.
Screaming idiot. I don't care. Him running around screaming. I don't care.
Megatron killed him.
You guys are. He's a far better actor than Haley Steinfeld and Anthony Ramos.
Actor, yes, but
No,
his character's
whoa,
a
whoa. I mean, in certain roles, Gio, in certain roles.
Give me a
I'm
better
not
role
going to
than
say all the time.
him
I'm not gonna say all
and him and Fury. Anyways,
I do
Yeah,
wonder
of
if we'll see it depending on when this is set, the adult version of Haley Steinfeld's character. Maybe that's the thing I was wondering. If they
I don't think
tied
she's
together-
coming back. I don't think she's.
Well, I don't know if it will be her though. It could be another actress. But yeah, you're right. I doubt it. But depending on when it's set. If it's set,
I mean, there's been rumors about a Bumblebee 2 for a little while with Travis Knight. I don't know if he'll end up doing it or not. It looks like if this movie does well, they're probably going to move forward with this rather than Bumblebee because Bumblebee was critically loved, but it didn't make a lot of money.
Yeah.
And so if this one does better, they're going to move forward with this over Bumblebee. So as much as I would love to see a sequel to that movie and her back, I think the ending of that movie also kind of like solidified, they separated.
They're going to move away.
She had her moment with the Transformers and not every person that comes into contact kind of stays along for the entire ride,
Yeah.
But who knows?
How do you think? I was thinking because of what you just mentioned. I was thinking about this when I saw this trailer. I watched this trailer a few times. I'm curious about the reception, box office wise, for this movie. I don't know if it'll be as. I don't know.
It's not going to make former Transformers money.
Yeah.
The thing that it really does have going for it is that it's in between a ridiculous amount of movies that gives it counter programming. So it comes out in June, and hold on, actually it is the movies that it's surrounded by right now. A week before is Spider-Man Across from the Spider-Verse. The week after is Elementals and The Flash. So if someone doesn't like one of those movies, they have the Transformers to go to. Or if they liked it and they didn't want to go see those again, they have Transformers to go watch. That's what it has going for it, is that it's sitting there for a viewer to go watch if they don't want to go watch the other thing. It's not like it's the only thing in theaters that week. The counter programming, I think, is going to really help it. I really do.
I don't. Maybe, but I just want to see. I didn't know that. That's incredible. The thing. We like the the five of us, everybody watching too, probably like we're all going to go see all of those each week.
Yeah.
But I just wonder if the average moviegoer is going to go to
Transformers.
I cannot wait for next
you
year.
might just pick one and-
Transformers crushes with the younger audience. They will the younger audience is going to go out for this movie. I guarantee it.
I showed this to my kids.
How old are your kids, Brian?
8th grade.
So high school kids, they
my
F
kids
with
are.
Transformers.
My kids are
They
flipping.
F with
They couldn't-
Transformers.
Yeah,
I
all four.
guess. I don't know. Because I showed them to the 8th graders. And that's pretty much cusp of freshman year. And they could care less.
Yeah.
Like that.
I
I
think
showed
they're
all
ready
three of
for
them. I showed all 3 trailers to them. And I posted on Twitter. I didn't even get a reaction from Transformers. Indiana Jones was just the guy from Fortnite. And then obviously Guardians is Guardians.
I think Transformers, it's going to have to be good to get word of mouth out there, obviously, because it's been such a burner over the last number of movies. But I do think it's not going to make classic Transformers money, but I do think it has a chance at actually being quite successful. I really do. Because you know why? I didn't see classic Michael Bay explosions in this trailer. So
Sure.
Or paid marketing ads.
Yeah, you're right, but I wonder. I don't know if people really can tell a difference. Honestly,
You know what? I'll pay for its box office. I'm going every weekend.
I hope so. Listen, I hope so. Honestly, but We'll see. I hope so.
Well, Transformers Rise of the Beast releases June 9th, 2023. There'll be more trailers, so stay tuned on Apocaflix Movies for more reactions. And let's move on to another trailer. We spent an awful lot of time on Transformers. Next one is a pretty big one. This is it. This is the last one for Mr. James Gunn.
Mm-hmm.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. And this one just had a roller coaster of emotions, okay? You were happy to see them, and then you were like worried. Then you got a little sad. Then you got a little happy. And then you got worried. And then you got sad.
Yeah.
What is happening in this trailer?
It's like that Madison chick from She-Hulk. She's like, when she's saying that.
Madison.
At first it was fun, then it was scary.
Yeah.
I remember this, but then I cried.
I feel disgusted that I just referenced that.
I'm gonna watch that episode again, Brian. I'm glad you said that.
Got anything else better to do? Anyways, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Last one from James Gunn. Possibly the last time we see some of these characters. Very emotional trailer. Let's open the floor, guys. I mean, what do you want to address first? The elephant in the room?
Well, real quick,
Go ahead. I didn't say
I was just going to say something real quick. I can talk about the trailer here in a little bit, but I wanted to add that obviously we know it's James Gunn's final time as Marvel. Not a lot of people are recognizing it, but Marvel did something really, really, really cool. If you look on the poster, it's the first time they ever said a James Gunn film or a director's film. They've never done that for any movie before. Like they've never said a Russo brothers film or a Ryan Coogler film. It says a James Gunn film, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which shows how much respect they have for this guy and how much he's done for them. It's very cool that they did that for him on the movie poster. It's the first time that Marvel's ever done that. So just something I wanted to add before we continued on.
It's kind of like a parting gift too.
Mm-hmm.
It's multiple things. It's a parting gift, prematurely letting him go, all that stuff. I mean, subjectively speaking. But anyways, yeah, let's talk about the trailer, guys. We had the Guardians. They go to this weird planet where it's a hybrid of animals and creatures, but they're living like humans. An appearance of the High Evolutionary, Adam Warlock, played by Will Poulter. And so what do we think?
This movie is going to wreck me.
It's going to wreck everybody.
Yeah.
I have not had that sense of impending doom and sadness for one of these movies since Endgame. And it's now I have it, and I'm just before Endgame, probably start of Infinity War, I was just the whole entire time I'm just sitting there going shit, this is going to be one of the last times I see probably Iron Man or someone like that. And then once this movie comes out, they're done. And that's how I feel with a lot of these characters. And I'm just I'm excited because I know the movie's gonna be good, but I am dreading it because it's just it's another closed chapter in the universe.
Yeah.
But it looks fantastic. It looks,
Is it really though? I mean, they might not pop back up in Secret Wars, or
Well, yeah, I think it's the last time we'll ever see a Guardians of the Galaxy film.
This team,
put it that way.
This team
them together.
I don't think you'll ever see a MCU movie called Guardians of the Galaxy again. I think that the team itself, the team is gonna split up or go their separate ways, or some are gonna end up, walking into the sunset, etc. But I think that when it's all said and done, if we see Star-Lord again, he'll be a part of something else. If we see, we're obviously going to see Warlock again. It won't be inside of a Guardians film. There may be Guardians, but I don't think that they're going to do Guardians of the Galaxy movies. I don't think we'll see a Guardians of the Galaxy 4. I don't.
Oh, I do. I think but I don't think it'll be James Gunn. I think it'll just be a whole new team, kind of like Avengers, with the Russo brothers have stepped away for now.
Yeah.
But they got what's his name, Destin Cretton doing Kang Dynasty. And you could look at
the Shang-Chi director.
Yeah,
right.
And you could look at the Guardians as kind of like the Avengers of the cosmic space, I guess.
Well, that group we saw at the end of Volume 2, right? With the
that's the I guess that they can kind of be considered the original Guardians.
They're the comic original Guardian.
Yeah.
like
Miley
Cyrus was
a rotating roster. Yeah.
Michael Rosenbaum, Sylvester Stallone.
Was it?
No, I mean,
I think
the trailer itself was Michelle Yeoh, Keith.
it wasn't. Yeah.
The trailer, I mean, nothing really has to be said about the trailer. It's heartbreaking, but it's also fun and adventurous, and it's everything you love about the Guardians of the Galaxy. I think that this is going to be the most impactful of the three. Like the first one, I hold a very special place in my heart. I think many people do. The first one is so special, and even to those, and Shane said it in the chat, but he prefers the second over the first. I think that this one is going to be such an important film for a lot of different reasons. It's not just going to conclude the story of the characters that we love so much in Star-Lord and Gamora and Drax and Rocket and all these actors, or these characters, excuse me, but it's also setting up something very, very important. Warlock, if you don't know who Adam Warlock is a massive character. Like I cannot explain it enough, like how big this character really is to the MCU or the Marvel Universe overall. And then you also have the High Evolutionary, who is a very, very villainous character who is very powerful and very strong. It's doing a lot while also kind of being like a concluding story, because we know that all of these movies are eventually leading to Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. And if people like Warlock are going to be involved in that, they have to do a really good job of setting them up. And if you don't know who Warlock is, I highly recommend going to look into his backstory. Put it this way. He basically has two personalities. He is basically a psychopath on one end, but an absolute badass on the other end. Like it's crazy who this character is, and the fact that they got someone like Will Poulter, who we've seen kind of teeter that line in roles before, is a great call. I cannot tell you how excited I am to see Adam Warlock introduced into this world. It's funny because if I would have had it, I would have had him introduced before everything that went down with Thanos, because he plays such a big part in the comic world. But I also love how they're introducing him now, because now he kind of has a little bit more spotlight over some of those other characters. The trailer is emotional. It's damaging. It's fun. It's adventurous. You just know that something bad is going to happen. And I know that everyone online is talking about the whole Rocket thing. Like everything is foreshadowing Rocket dying, et cetera, et cetera. I don't think Rocket's dying, personally.
I don't think so either.
I don't think they're killing Rocket. I think Drax is gone. I think Drax is absolutely done for. Not just because I think it fits for the story, but because Dave Bautista has been very clear that he does not want to play Drax forever, and he thinks that this character needs to have a conclusion. It's just unfortunate because in the comics, Drax has a very important storyline with his daughter, who I would love to see introduced one day.
Moon Dragon.
But I 100% think that Drax is done for. I think he's the character that everyone is freaking out over in the trailer. Mantis and Star-Lord. Specifically after this holiday special, how much time Drax and Mantis spent together. I mean, that's just my opinion, but yeah.
Well, Batista.
Sorry, I rambled. My bad.
Batista. I still call him Batista, but if anybody doesn't remember, he's the wrestler, Batista, WWE. But anyway,
Batista bomb.
Yeah. Well, it's because of that. I mean, like he's talking. I mean, that was 20. I don't know, and then nearly 20 years ago. I mean, he's. I complain about. Yeah, he's getting older. It's harder to get in that shape. You know, when you watch him now, and Gio and I are looking at the images. You know, he's not having his shirt off as often.
He's wait till glass on you.
Right. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, okay. Because he's probably tired of having to do all that work to work out, but just doing probably his whole adult life. But
has anybody noticed that he's got also less and less green over time?
They
Drax.
Gunn said
Was he
something
green?
about that on Twitter.
I don't
He
even
said he's
remember.
not green, he's gray. So
See,
someone
that's fine if they made him
James
gray in
Gunn
this universe, but
said-
he's green in the comics. Like he's green in the comics, and like they're different. They're making him different from Gamora, but I felt like he's just gotten less colorful as the movies have gone on. I don't know if it's like more
I think
like less expensive or whatever.
He has all those like tattoos and stuff on him, which they don't.
Well,
really
and the tattoos are
highlight.
supposed to be red, but they're like
right. Yeah, they don't highlight those
like
as much.
So here,
anyway, that's just
no, but here, no, that's a very it literally on when the trailer came out, someone put out, "Hey James Gunn, was Drax always gray in the MCU, or was it the lighting in my eyes? I saw him as a dark green. I was thinking if he is suffering from a disease or in pain in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Even the toys always looked green to me, although this might be how I found out I'm colorblind." And then James Gunn replied, "Drax has always been gray. 3 reasons. The MCU has more than enough green people.
Yeah.
I mean,
Number
that's
2,
fair.
with makeup, there is no color more difficult to make look like skin than green. And Drax may love Christmas, but he isn't Christmas-y."
See, he has a hint of green in the original Guardians, which is why I think people make a little stink of it. But I also understand it. Like if you Google Drax Guardians of the Galaxy, he does have a little green. But it's fair. Like it ultimately it's not a big deal. Like it isn't. It's just a little thing.
Some colors are on screen, it's on camera. It's hard to that's why going back to Transformers, that's why they made Optimus mostly blue, because red is really it's hard to do on camera. But speaking of that, one thing I wanted to bring up to sort of loop back to that trailer, because it'll tie to this. But in that Transformers trailer, it really annoyed me their choice of song. I'm tired of they're using lyrics from Biggie's "Juicy" for some reason in that trailer, which has
I loved the song choice.
It's nothing to do
I
with
thought it made the trailer that much better.
Well, he's
nothing.
correct me if I'm wrong. He's from Brooklyn, right?
I hated the Biggie in the Transformers.
Yes, he is from Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn.
It's probably because
I'm on the opposite end. I loved Juicy in that trailer. I thought it rocked.
well, part of the movie does take place in Brooklyn, and then it goes to Peru, so that could be.
But Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay. Well, no, but the reason I brought that up because of the obviously James Gunn, one of the greats in music. I don't know if he does the songs for the trailers. If he usually the a song from the soundtrack will be in the trailer. Obviously, "Hooked on a Feeling" was the big one that got everybody in that original trailer. 8 years ago or whatever it was. So, what's the song? And what's the song in this one? I know. At the end of the last one, he gets the Zune. He opens his present from his mom, and it's a Microsoft Zune. Right? Was it from his mom or was it from? No, it wasn't from his mom. They went and got it for him.
It's in the meantime. In the meantime.
Yondu gave it to him, didn't he?
Yondu, yes, it was. They went and got it for him because he said
the song is "In the Meantime," Keith.
Okay, in the meantime, it's apparently all the people on Earth are listening to these, which is I remember him, Sean Gunn saying. So I'm looking forward to that. Obviously, he said it had like 300 songs on it, so I can't wait to see what songs they choose for that. I had a friend of mine that had a Zune, and I remember they were advertising it as the iPod killer. It was hilarious. I know. But yeah, man, they're in that weird animal world, which I was hoping. Oh man, I wonder if this will be a Howard the Duck thing. Howard the Duck, at least in the comics, it's from a place called Duck World, where it was all ducks. So we may or may not get a variation of that. I don't know. But Cosmo, the dog. I don't know. I didn't see the dog Cosmo in here. I'm sure.
Well, so
He'll be in there.
She's
Cosmo
on the
Cosmo just stays on nowhere most of the time.
Right.
Okay. And I think Brian and Gio talked about it during the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special review, but Cosmo's like their handler who sends them missions. He doesn't actually go with them unless he actually has to.
Oh yeah.
So we'll see him or her. We'll see her, but she'll just be probably on nowhere, kind of doing her thing there. So
I did recall, and maybe I'm wrong reading. I thought Thor might be in this briefly.
I don't think so.
Like this is like a year ago. I remember reading that he was.
I don't think so. Now that we've seen Love and Thunder, they went their
Yeah.
separate ways in that movie, so I doubt it.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe. I mean, there's always a chance for an appearance, but I don't think so.
Yeah, not any, obviously nothing like prominent or significant, but just that he would just be with them for whatever reason briefly. I don't know, maybe, but yeah, the Adam Warlock thing though, you're right. I really, I do wish, yeah, like you said, Jake, this is something that could have brought him in earlier.
Me too.
And in the comics, he does spoil the Infinity Gauntlet story in the comics, but he actually does come into possession of the gauntlet itself.
Yeah, he freaking wielded himself. Like he's a badass.
Yeah. And so that does, let's just say that becomes a whole thing.
The songs are going to be from the 80s, by the way, because I see a little conversation happening in the chat, which we love. But yeah, it'll be 80s,
right?
80s music.
Okay, yeah.
They could freaking do Adam Warlock's the Magus as a Avengers level threat.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah,
they're going to do Magus eventually. It's just going to have to work up to it.
Yeah. Which
because I want Warlock for a long time. I don't know about you guys, but I want Warlock for.
He's that strong of a character that he should be.
I swear, I was just getting ready to say. I hope he is.
Oh, okay. Real quick, like, does anybody else get the feeling that because look, he's created, right? He's created by Aisha and her beings. I kind of feel like Warlock's storyline is like very out there, straightforward to us. Of like he's going to be dealing essentially with like who he is, the whole movie, battling like what he is. Was he born? Was he made? Etc. Fighting the Guardians, and then towards the end, he's going to fight with the Guardians. Is everybody going to get that vibe?
Probably, because if you think about it, if you try to like think about it in context of what is going on, he's this thing that was created and whatnot, and that's exactly what the High Evolutionary does. He creates these things and blah blah blah. So I'm assuming he's going to just at some point see the High Evolutionary as like a monster of like it becomes more personal, I think.
Yeah,
because he's going to be like, well, I could have been one of those type of the random thingies. So
I wonder if the way they use him, if he comes up again later, like if he's essential in the battle against Kang, and they use him.
Yes.
What I'm saying is if they use him the way, like in the Infinity Gauntlet, like he basically talked Thanos he made Thanos feel very silly about what he was doing, and Thanos kind of just gave up. He just talked to him and said, "What are you doing? Like, you know, you're going to lose." I wonder if he'll be the kind of the guy that can face Kang.
I think he's going to be a powerful ally for everything to come. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
I mean, they did have to depower him a little bit. He doesn't have an Infinity Stone in his head, so we'll see how that translates.
Yeah,
which I think is okay personally. Like I think, because in the comics, like the dude is all powerful.
He's very powerful.
All powerful,
and that's why it was like scary that he got the gauntlet. There were people were like, Doctor Strange was like, all right, go ahead, like you know, but.
They even at some point had to pass out the stones because they didn't want him to have all of them anymore.
Well, now the stones are paperweights, and
that didn't help.
I thought as great as that show is. Yeah.
What are you talking about? That made total sense.
Anyways,
bunch of pessimistics over here.
I'm gonna just touch on Gamora. After what we've seen in the holiday special, it was clear that Peter Quill wasn't down because Christmas was ruined. He was down because he kept thinking about Gamora,
missed his lady,
and how much he, that's been his, mission ever since Endgame. And rewatching the trailer, I think they could go the Michelle Rodriguez route in Fast and Furious 6, where like she's starting to like buy into like, she meant a lot to this crew. We see in the trailer here that she's looking at a photo, and maybe it was a photo of them.
The power of love brings something like that. Brings a memory back.
Yeah.
Like in Fast and Furious.
I mean, look how long it took Nebula.
Don't mention Fast and Furious, Keith.
Family.
Fast 10 releasing 2023, starring Jason Momoa and Brie
It
Larson.
releases the week or 2 weeks after Guardians 3.
Oh my gosh, there's gonna be movies every week. That's crazy.
I did a video on my TikTok previewing the summer movie season, and it's ridiculous.
All I can say is I cannot wait for movies next year because this year was pretty crappy. And
You're closing line, buddy.
it's literally I have so many Cinemark credits saved up that I'm just gonna be like every single weekend.
No, and to Shane Rose's point in the chat, yeah, Will Poulter Warlock is going to be the Namor of.
He's been drinking wine since the beginning of the show.
I haven't seen the wine yet. Sorry.
Oh yeah, it's been that kind of a day, buddy. And I had beer yesterday, so I couldn't drink. All right, any final thoughts on Volume 3? Can I get a prediction? I mean,
I want to hear predictions from everyone. Who do you think's dying? I think it's Drax.
Drax for sure.
Drax.
I think you might get Drax and Rocket.
Drax.
I don't think Rocket's dying.
I don't think Rocket's gonna die.
I don't think Rocket's dying.
Honestly,
what, are they gonna kill
I could see Nebula dying.
I was gonna say Star-Lord. I won't be surprised if Peter Quill himself dies.
Pissed if Nebula dies.
I could see Nebula dying.
I don't think Nebula will die.
I would be furious. She's my favorite Guardian.
Starting to come into her own as his character. Like they're giving her more and more to do every time we see her. I don't think she will, but I'm gonna say Peter Quill. Will not be surprised if he dies.
Wow,
that's gonna be wild that they kill him and Ant-Man. Because Ant-Man's for sure dying. I'm still calling that.
Ant-Man's not dying. That's okay.
He's gonna die.
Not in Ant-Man 3.
He's not dying in his own movie.
Yep.
No.
He's gonna.
If he
die.
does, it'll be in one of the Avengers.
Nope.
Yeah, he'll die in a big movie. He won't die in his own movie.
Yeah.
I'll go Drax and Rocket.
Jake, what'd you say?
Although we didn't even talk about Layla's in this. Finally.
Well, touch on it real quick. Go ahead.
Oh no, it's just. I mean, that's.
I'm not too familiar with that character. Honestly,
it's the otter that he hugs.
Rocket's girl.
It's Rocket's girlfriend.
Yeah, Rocket's girlfriend.
See, you should have did the reaction. Man.
So the whole idea of the story is,
there's actually a little teaser of it in Guardians 1 when Drax's file comes up. It has known associates, Groot, and then Layla.
Yeah. So this movie, James Gunn, before they even started filming, it's basically based around Rocket's backstory. Like Rocket is the Star Stealer. That's what he kind of wanted to do. I don't think they're gonna kill him, but you never know. You never know.
See, I'm with Andy. I think that Peter and Gamora go off into the sunset.
So do I. I don't think you can rip Gamora away from Star-Lord and then rip Star-Lord away from her the second they turn everything around. That just doesn't make sense to me.
Plus, I mean,
but Keith, we'll see.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Do you have
That's a good point.
Do you have a last thought? Quick.
Nah.
Okay. Yeah, hurry up before Jake explodes. He needs to talk about Indiana
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 releases May 5th, 2023. And stay tuned on the channel for more reactions and talk as we learn more about this movie. I mean, if anything, I'm seeing on Twitter, people are a lot more excited about Phase 5 than more about, Phase 4. So we'll see what happens. Let's move on to the last trailer. This was a big one. Not only did we get an official title, we got a trailer to go along with it. I'm talking Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Indy's last ride. James Mangold behind the camera. Harrison Ford is back. He ain't alone. This trailer also has Phoebe Waller-Bridge as Indy's goddaughter, and also has Mads Mikkelsen as the antagonist. I believe the name is Voller.
Yep, Voller.
And also Toby Jones. God, what's his name from Logan? Oh my God, what's his name from Logan?
Boyd Holbrook.
Yep.
Yes, only took me a little.
Took me a second.
I was about to JTE it. Anyways, so what do we think? Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
I yelled out, Jake. I yelled the thing that made me most happy. I yelled out, Sala.
Yes, Sala.
You know
Sala.
Man,
Keith, you know what? It's funny. Sala being in this movie guarantees the movie's going to be good. I'm
100%.
saying it. I'm
100%.
saying it. It guarantees the movie's going to be good.
Listen, Mangold, everything. I was like, all right, cool, great. Yes, I saw Sala, and I'm like, okay.
Yes, that's you just know Sala's in it. The movie is going to be good.
That made me so happy.
When it like, in all honesty, I haven't had a reaction to a trailer like this in a very long time. Like, I haven't. It brought back a lot.
That you were crying for like 2 hours.
It brought back a lot of really good memories of watching the original movies, you know, and for whatever Kingdom of the Crystal, or the Crystal Skull is, excuse me, whatever that movie is, like, I accept it for what it is, and you know, it's part indie, part not indie, but the original movies were such a large part of my childhood, and I have the 4K set, but also right behind it, I had the VHS tape sitting right there. This trailer is everything I love about Indiana Jones. It feels and looks like original indie so much. From the punching sounds to how, like, you kind of feel a little different vibe while watching Harrison Ford in this. Like, he looks like he's enjoying playing indie again, right? Like, it's a story that he wants to be involved in. And obviously bringing the Nazis back, like, duh. Like, it's Indy fighting Nazis. That's what you want him to do. I love the addition of Phoebe Waller-Bridge. I think that she is a brilliant creator, not just in the sense of being an actress, but she can write the hell out of stuff.
She's great,
she's written, you know, she wrote Fleabag on Prime Video, which her show was incredible. She helped write No Time to Die, which a lot of people don't know about. She helped rewrite that script. And I have no doubt in my mind that she helped with her character with Mangold. Because why would you not use her? Mads Mikkelsen is Mads Mikkelsen. I mean, what else do you really need to say about him?
He is the perfect person to play a Nazi in Indiana.
Him as a Nazi is just absolutely perfect. And I think the storyline with him could be very interesting. And speaking of the storyline, I love the fact that it's set when it is, on the backdrop of where it's at, and possibly what they're going up against, because I think it's the next best step in the evolution of Indiana Jones. And it takes a real world thing and transforms it into indie, which indie has always kind of done, which I love. So yeah, I'm all in. I am. It's like, I have to go over the entire season of movies, but right now it's my number one most anticipated movie of next year. Like, no question. I mean, it's absolutely no question.
You couldn't wait a couple of weeks to do.
No, I couldn't wait a couple of weeks. Sorry.
Anticipated.
I
Stay
mean,
tuned.
I don't think
it's
anyone's
all show. Okay, most anticipated of 2023 coming soon. But anyways, Brian, Indiana Jones, you even interested? Have you seen any of the originals?
Fuck off. Yes, I've seen the.
No, that's a fair question. Don't get
fair question. Fair question.
I hate when it's like certain ones that like I have, and I'm like, it is a fair question. I'm like, I hate it.
Although if you take a close look at my movie watch list. But anyways, Brian, go ahead.
To be fair, Temple of Doom is my favorite too.
Temple of Doom is a very good Indiana Jones movie.
Yeah, it was actually the first one I saw, so I think that's probably why.
Keith, wipe that smug look off your face.
This movie looks phenomenal. Like, and I'm not even a huge Indiana Jones fan. Like, I think it's great. One of the best, probably, I don't know, top 25 franchises of all time. I don't know. I picked a high number because I was afraid to get crapped on.
Wow. Yeah.
I went
top 10,
high.
Brian, top 10. Top 5 for me. Top 3 for me. That's
same.
Okay, I shot high because I didn't want to shoot too low. So
you shot way too low.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
top 100.
I almost said 50 because I wasn't sure. I mean, I don't. There, very few times has a movie been like brought back from like an older generation where the new movie legitly feels like it set like came out of that time period, except just newer. Like the ones that immediately come to my head is like how Top Gun did it. Like Top Gun, I was like you're making a Top Gun sequel, like, and then like when you see the trailer, you were like, oh crap, like it actually looks really good. And then all of a sudden you see it and you're like, oh my God, this is phenomenal. And then I didn't see it, but I had heard no one. I mean, obviously I haven't seen any of them, but I haven't heard anyone talk crap about the new Ghostbusters movie. Like
The new Ghostbusters Afterlife is phenomenal.
and that's what I'm saying. Like that's an old
And they're making
franchise.
a sequel.
Yeah, like that's an old franchise that did a new thing, and people were like, "This is just as good as the original and whatnot." And so, like, it's a rare. I mean, how many times have we see them try to like continue, and it just is like, it didn't really work. It's okay. Like
Terminator.
No.
Yeah. I mean, Terminator,
Aliens, Predator. You can answer all those, all three.
Yeah. So I mean, like,
Although Prey was
well,
fantastic.
they're figuring it out. That's why.
Yeah. So I just think that it's something special when you can do that, because I guarantee you, like, the way this looks, if it turns out as good as it looks, like the people that it meant a lot to, like, especially during that time period when it came out, are going to just be like, wow. Like, they're like, it transports you back to like that happy place that it gives you. And it literally feels and looks like classic Indiana Jones. Like, it's incredible. I watched that trailer and it feels like I was watching something out of the 80s, but with today's technology. It blew me away. Like, I couldn't believe how it looked, especially his de-aged face.
Oh my God, it looks insane.
I literally didn't. I'm not like Jake is with Indiana Jones. I thought it was an old scene from one of the movies. I was blown, like, when they were like, the de-aging looks great. I was like, that's de-aged. I thought that was taken from one of the other movies. Like, it looks top tier. So sorry, I rambled. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. Keith, did you?
Listen, Jake and I, this is a thing. We talk all the time how similar we are with our fandom of a lot of our movie tastes. We're both big Bond guys. Indiana Jones is our other one. I remember that. It's fine, Brian. You mentioned you saw Temple of Doom first.
Yeah,
right.
Probably on TV. I think I saw Temple of Doom first because I very much vividly remember as a kid being freaked out by the heart ripping out.
Yeah.
So
same. Yeah, same. I watched that movie. Okay.
I've yet to see it. So.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. Okay.
What the fuck?
No, wow.
This is almost as blasphemous to Jake as everything I ever say.
All right, I'm taking back my challenge. Gio, I'm challenging you to Temple of Doom.
I was gonna say we might have to.
That's some bullshit.
Look at you don't pay attention to my damn movie watching list.
All right, Gio. Hey, Gio, here's the deal. I'm not going to watch Avatar next week unless you watch Temple of Doom.
Oh,
Brian.
I'll still watch Birdman because I finally got that, like, another one that I really want to watch. So
you both. You do two.
I'm not waiting.
You do two challenges. You do two.
Anyways, go ahead. You were saying.
Wow.
Wait, have you seen all of them but that one? You just haven't seen that one?
I mean, to be fair, it's not a typical franchise where you have to watch them in order, so it's okay. It is, but like, Gio, you're a 30-year-old man. Watch Indiana Jones.
But
I'm trying to save for more content on the channel. If somebody would
fuck the content, watch Indiana Jones.
It's set before Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. It's technically the first movie in the timeline.
Yeah, it's actually
I didn't know that
prequel to.
Yeah,
but
sorry, I don't mean to get all crazy on you, but you know,
it's okay, buddy. I love it.
It's so nice to not be that person.
Listen,
I have until June to watch it, unless Brian challenges.
On the opposite end of that spectrum, I saw Temple of Doom in the theater when I was like 5.
How was that experience?
And I actually remember it because Brian, like you said, I was scared. I nearly like I can't even explain how scared I was watching the scene with the heart that. It was terrifying.
Is this R-rated?
It should be probably, but
it's PG-13 back in the 80s is like R now. So,
I think it may have been the first PG-13 movie. I think I remember reading that somewhere in America. Maybe.
I'd have to go back and look. I have a question for the class, and Gio, I want you to start us off because you don't talk much as.
Well, hold on, let Keith.
Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry, Keith. Sorry.
Go ahead, Keith.
Just Indiana Jones: Last Crusade is one of my favorite. It's in my top 10 if I had such a thing. The top 10. Last Crusade is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
So yeah. Again, John Rhys Davies, Sala. that made me more excited than anything. But everything you said. I noticed Thomas Kretschmann is in this movie. Who is in Brian? I think. I think I challenged you to U571. He's the German guy in that, and also most notably, he is Baron von Strucker.
He is von Strucker in Age of Ultron.
No,
Age of Ultron.
Age of Ultron.
Oh no, it is Avengers.
Age of Ultron.
He wasn't briefly in the in credit scene.
I can't remember if I liked U571. I don't think.
Kong's King Kong. Peter Jackson's King Kong.
Yes. Yeah.
Jack Black kept writing him checks.
But yeah, no, just Indiana Jones. Like I said, that's one of my favorite all-time characters in anything. And I'm yes, everything everybody said. I'm so happy. I just want to live long enough. I want to live forever, but I do want to see this.
What the hell, Keith? Don't talk like that.
That's just
you're right. No, I want to make it and see this movie. I just hope nothing terrible happens.
Don't talk like that.
No, you're right.
Hey.
You're right. Yes.
Get your rest. Drive the speed limit. Make sure you take your
100%.
vitamins. Okay.
I know that's how I was with Endgame. I was like, please God, if you're gonna take me, just wait till the day after Endgame.
I just don't. I want the world to not explode, just so we can just see.
Yeah, I'd be more worried about that.
That's what I meant by that.
I'm more worried about that. Anyways,
you guys are so many pessimistics on this panel. I have a question for the class, and Gio, I want you to start us off. How does everyone feel about the setting of the film? It being set in 1969 with the backdrop of the space race, not necessarily like directly involved with the space race, but the space race is going on. Project Paperclip, right? That's kind of the idea of the movie. How does everyone feel about that kind of being where the story is being based at?
I think it's great.
I asked Gio go first.
There you go. Well, yeah. I find it fascinating. It's certainly better than UFOs and all that other stuff that we had to deal with. I mean, I can't really say too much until I see it's executed, but, having James Mangold there and, the story that they're, wanting to tell with the space race, it makes sense. It falls in line. But of course, you can have the Nazis in there because they're going to have something to do with it. And I mean, to be honest with you, Jake, I'm more curious about Dial of Destiny. What does that mean?
Sure.
There's a lot of theories out there.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of rumors ahead of time of like this movie involving some type of time travel.
That's what I think it is.
I agree.
A large theory is that many people believe that the Dial of Destiny, because Destiny is like your one true path, right? Like you have one chance. It's
right.
Like the destiny. Many people think that this object that they're going for, which we do see in the trailer, if that is in fact the Dial of Destiny, that the Nazis find out about it or they're hunting it, and Voller, Mads Mikkelsen, is trying to reach it to go back in time and change the outcome of World War II. That's what a lot of people are thinking. That they lost World War II, that they want to be in power again, etc. I don't necessarily know if I like that. I'm hoping to God that the rumors revolving around time travel were actually talking about the flashback sequence that we didn't know was a flashback sequence at the time, because we now know that there's new footage being shot, placed in the era of Raiders of the Lost Ark. It's the opening sequence of the movie. And I'm hoping someone got a hold of that and thought it was a time travel, but it's actually just flashbacks. I mean, it could mean anything. Like is
it going to ruin the movie if it actually has time travel for you?
If it's done well, I think I'll be okay with it. But to me, Indiana Jones is not time travel. It's not like that's in the same direction as Aliens for me, right? Like, well, I don't know. It's a hard thing to. I just don't know imagine time travel.
Every one of these movies has had. Sorry, Brian, but just really quick. Every one of these movies has had some weird, fantastical magic thing.
No, I agree, but time travel, like
I just imagine
Colonel Life Water. There was a guy in there that night was 700 years old.
I know.
So
I very much,
Jake, to your point, as long as it's executed right. But Brian, go ahead.
Sorry. I very much see it being like. I mean, this is easy for me to compare it to because my film knowledge is not a lot, but like maybe like him like touching the dial or whatever the hell it is, and maybe like activating it and it being like very much similar to
Butcher Butterfly Effect.
And Dumbledore when Harry Potter dies. And like he kind of like goes and visits Dumbledore, and it's like that
weird. So it's not actually him physically. Like you're not gonna have an 80-year-old Indy going back to time. It's gonna be more like
it's like a subconscious revisiting the past type thing, and then all of a sudden like he wakes up or something like that. Like it's not. It is kind of like time traveling, but I don't see him like going like twisting the dial or whatever, and then all of a sudden he's in Raiders of the Lost Ark hiding in the background seeing himself. Like I don't see that. I think it just might be something along the like because I think it is going to like whatever the device is going to be time travel, but it's never going to actually be like done. Like you're never going to actually see time travel happen.
Like Indy stops them before they can actually.
Yeah, that I could see it being more like that, and maybe like the only time travel-y thing is just like he's knocked out and like revisits things in his memory type situation.
Well, I wonder if the reason I think it could if there's a time travel thing, I don't know that it'll be him. Because Harrison Ford is like 79 years old.
It could be Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
That's what I was going to say. And if they're going to continue this franchise, it could be something where she goes back, maybe. But because the thing is, this is going to be tough to do with these movies set in like going forward in the 60s, 70s, 80s.
Keith, I don't know if we're going to get more indie movies, man.
Yeah. I know there's
I think you might get her.
Too rich of a IP to not.
No.
Disney Bob Iger is not going to leave it there on the.
I don't think it'll. I don't know if it'll. I don't think it'll ever be called in. I don't think it'll be called Indiana Jones going forward. If they do more, it'll be called something else. But it'll be set in the world.
Right. Probably right, because the movies originally, like, it was just Raiders of the Lost Ark. It wasn't Indiana Jones.
I think this is the last time we ever see Indiana Jones on screen.
It'll be
other than some type of like maybe like another rendition of a younger Indiana Jones adventure series. Yeah. But as far as like an indie this age, like adventures, classic Harrison Ford stuff, I think this is the last time we ever see Indiana Jones.
I could see it being very much like how Harry Potter did it, where it was you have the Harry Potter movies, it ended, they wanted to do more stuff that wasn't Harry Potter, and then all of a sudden, instead of calling it like the Harry Potter world, it just became the Wizarding world. So you might just have something like the adventure universe. I don't know what the fuck you want to call
it. Maybe
you'll
have a different version of the theme, where like you still hear it.
Yeah.
Like but I want to bring
up. There's one indie theme, and it fucking better be prominent.
Yeah, but do you want to hear Indiana Jones's theme whenever like a random character comes up?
Well, it's like
hell yeah.
It's like John Williams's, themes. Like you just hear slightly different, whether it's
Jurassic Park,
Giacchino, or whoever,
we still hear the Jurassic Park theme, even though it's not.
Yeah, but I got to bring this up right here from Shane Rose. And those of you listening on the audio, we appreciate you. But the comment here says from Shane Rose, just recently, the Real Rejects talked about a possible leak involving Phoebe Waller-Bridge's character went back in time doing adventures in the last 4 films rather than Indy or something. And that could be interesting right there because...
Fuck off. No.
Well, hang on. Because, like, okay, what if you're going to shoot new scenes that take place back in time, you can only do so much. Like, this trailer did a good job of, help easing some of the concerns I had about, an 80-year-old Indy, or Harrison, doing these action sequences. And like, maybe this is a way to kind of do it a little bit differently.
Redoing the previous 4 movies.
No
way. That's what
not,
that says.
So hold on. I want to bring this up real quick because this is important, and this could be from the flashback sequence that's been so much talked about recently. But this picture was released. It's in the trailer. This picture was released. That's back in the 1940s.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
that's in the 1940s. Now, what if this actually isn't in the flashback sequence, but rather, say the movie does take place in time travel, like time travel happens. But like we're talking about, rather than Indy go back, what if Phoebe Waller-Bridge's character goes back and she has to fight Voller against whatever he's doing because now he's trying to right the wrongs of the Nazis and trying to World War II. And in that box could be the Dial of Destiny or whatever object they're searching for to save their world. And it's Phoebe Waller-Bridge. And she's not going through the 4 movies, but rather one moment in time that has to do with the Dial of Destiny. I don't think that's the case. Again, I kind of believe that when they're talking about the time travel, they're really actually talking about the flashbacks that we didn't know were flashbacks at the time.
Maybe.
But this shot is 100% from the 1940s. It could be from the opening sequence of the flashback sequence. I'm not sure. But we are 100% seeing that time frame in some capacity, whether it's time travel or just flashbacks. So
I love it. Keith?
So are we saying, there's a lot of we got to go back in time and fix what happened, stuff going around in media, man. Avengers or I don't know, maybe even Flash coming up. Obviously if you in Harry Potter, the book, what's it called? The Cursed Child is I'm not gonna spoil that, but that.
Well, Prisoner of Azkaban even dealt with time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it did.
It's the best.
So I don't know. This movie's gonna be great. It doesn't matter what it is. Whatever it is, it's gonna be great. It's James Mangold, Salah's in it. It's Indiana Jones, so it doesn't matter. But
agreed, Keith. Agreed.
I'm okay with whatever they're doing.
It's funny because that seems to be the consensus with everyone. Is they're like, I don't care. I trust Mangold.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like literally everyone.
How can you not? Look, you have Ford, Waller-Bridge, Mickelson, Boyd Holbrook, Toby Jones, among many others.
Right.
And then you have James Mangold writing and directing with the help of Kathleen Kennedy, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, and other people. Right. And Harrison Ford even coming out, and he's been in his when he talks about movies, he's been very blunt and truthful and straightforward. He has had nothing but good things to say about this movie.
He was crying
nothing.
About that celebration.
He loves it. He loves Indiana Jones. He
does, but
he loves
but you could tell. You can just tell when he's backing something.
Yeah.
He's backing this 100%.
Yeah.
At Celebration, he went on a tangent, being like, "You guys." He literally when we were in the room, like the private thing, he said he cried.
He was crying.
He kind of admitted the 4th one was crap, and he's like, "You guys, this one, it means a lot to me."
Well, he said, he goes, "I know we stumbled before. We're not going to stumble again."
Yeah, he was like. Yeah,
he knows. He knows that they did something that wasn't okay, and it feels like he is 100% all in on this, and that is a good sign.
I think we should do, and I can't wait to get close to this movie. But first of all, Mangold has not made literally, he's one of those directors where all his movies are good, at minimum good. You know, great. Honestly, literally all of them. Even Kate and Leopold, which is a very good movie. But
Oh yeah.
we get closer. I think we should do. We haven't done watch alongs in a while. Maybe this is probably an all-fair conversation. We should watch all of the 4 Indiana Jones movies, and maybe that's when we show Gio Temple of Doom. That'd be a fun.
You could try. We could figure that out. We could
talk
try
about
to
that
figure
later.
it out.
But yeah, that's an idea
Yeah.
I just had.
Yeah.
But I got to look at the list of what's coming out. Jake, I might be with you. This might be my number one.
We're gonna. Well, you better start looking because we're doing our most anticipated very soon. So.
It's between this and Spider-Verse. I don't know, man, but yeah, that might be 1 and 1A.
Real quick before you wrap up, I'll just get in some last thoughts here. I'm 95% sold on this movie. The 5%.
I'm 110%. I'm 110%.
No, I buy into it. Sorry, I buy into it. Yeah. So there's that 5% in me because I remember when Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, that first trailer came out, and we were all just like, "Oh my god, are you kidding me?"
Yeah.
And whatnot. Another thing is, all right, James Mangold, he's on a hot streak, but like every director has one. And I don't think it's going to be this one, but still, there's always that concern.
Sure.
Okay, it's a concern, but not enough for me to not be there opening night. Are you kidding me? Jake, I was on your stream the other night, and when you talked about this, and I want to see Marion Ravenwood. Somehow.
Good.
I need to see her. If this is the last time, how do you not have that character?
Yeah,
at least
she'll be in it. She won't be in the action, but she's gonna be in. Yeah, we've seen the wedding ring in the trailer and in like covers and stuff. I think that she'll be in the beginning or the end or both. I do think that Indy, we're gonna have the whole walk into the sunset moment, and it's gonna be with her. Like, there's no way that you end the last movie, whereas they got married and they're prominently showing the wedding ring, and you don't show her. So she's going to be in it. She just won't be in the action. And then I think Mutt will be like across the country running a mechanic shop, or, someone said in the chat, maybe he's drafted to Vietnam and War, or he'll be talked about, but he won't be shown.
Yeah,
but we're 100% seeing Marion Jones. But let's be honest, she didn't take Jones's last name. She kept her own.
Oh yeah.
Would you never forgive them if they killed him at the end of this?
I will never forgive them.
No, because isn't there in the TV show?
I will never forgive them.
Young Adventures.
And I'm holding on to that. I will never forgive
him. Yeah, he's in it. Yeah, so I don't think he dies.
If they kill Indiana Jones, I will personally storm the gates of Lucasfilm.
Did you say that about James Bond?
I said they were going to kill him. I said that they were going to kill James Bond, and I loved how they killed him.
Okay.
But hopefully everyone has seen that movie.
Well, he's not going to. First of all, he's not going to die because he drank that water that gave him eternal life. So he's not going to die.
I swear, if you kill Indiana Jones,
Has that thought ever crossed your mind until now?
Yes, it's crossed my mind, Brian. Stop it.
It's a serious possibility.
They're not. Two more quick things before we end the show. One, and this is not an insider thing, but I thought I heard somewhere that Disney is looking to do a Disney Plus series based on Ravenwood's father. Mm-hmm. So, there could be more after this, but maybe not.
And his father,
Indy.
It's such a rich world of treasure hunters. Absolutely. Like, there are so many possibilities. And let's be honest, you're telling me right now that 30 plus years ago, Short Round went on an adventure with Indiana Jones and didn't do what Indy was doing? F off. Give me a Short Round series. Give me a Short Round.
I
think he might be in this.
Okay.
No, Keith, he's not in it. The movie, the only movie he's filmed, and he's been outspoken about it. He only filmed everything everywhere.
I would think. I would agree. I would agree with you, Keith, if it wasn't for that story that came out of him seeing him at whatever it was, and was him saying
he's not in this, unfortunately. He's not.
It seemed like that whatever their meeting was the first time they'd seen each other in a very long
Listen, they swore, J.J. Abrams swore that Benedict Cumberbatch was not Khan.
So
I don't believe anyone.
This is different. This is
Yeah.
different.
Andrew
The guy
Garfield lied to
retired
us
for
for 2
30
years.
years.
Andrew
He
Garfield lied
retired.
to us to
Yeah.
our face for 2 years.
all I would say was when the actor who played Short Round took the stage at Comic-Con, he jokingly said, "Is this not the Indiana Jones panel?" And maybe I'm reading too much into it. It's a long time between now and June 30th, 2023. They could put something in there between now and then. I wouldn't put it out, realm of possibility, but maybe things could change. That's all I'm saying. Maybe things could change. But that's going to do it, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Wow, what a fun conversation here with all of us here. I love the energy. I love the opinions. I love the people in the chat.
Absolutely.
In case you didn't know, guys, I love you. Okay. Join our Discord. The link, it was in the chat previously. Join us. Okay. You can talk to us throughout the week, not just every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Pacific time, but on there as well. Before we go, some quick plugs. Let me start with Jake Berlin here. Jake, where can people find you online? And can you real quick plug a pretty cool thing I saw on your channel that you're going to be talking about in the weeks coming?
Yeah, I want free shit.
Well, first of all, I apologize if my dogs are barking. Gabby just pulled in the driveway, so the dogs might be barking here in a second. No, you can find me at Qui-Gon Jake 2 Wins because someone else took it before I did on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok. I love talking movies and television and whiskey. And you can find me all there. What Gio is referencing is I was graciously sent a box of goods from a
PR package, you mean?
And I did a little unboxing video, which is up on the channel now. And then I'm going to be actually reviewing both whiskeys that they sent me here in probably next week or two. Super, super cool. It's Greenbrier Distillery out in Nashville, which I'm very, very lucky to have.
Very cool.
And I'm very excited to try their whiskey. So you can find that all on my own personal YouTube channel, though. So,
Brian?
I want PR packages. Be a Valsino on Twitter, Instagram, and I guess Hive. Certain point of view, since Jake didn't plug that one.
Hive.
And
I left that one for you, Brian.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's about it.
Keith.
You can see me on Twitter at KeithBarnes79. Yeah, I'm on Discourse as well. Discord.
Old man Keith is figuring out the socials.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Damn the technology.
Friendster. I don't know. You guys are all in my top 8 on MySpace.
Yay.
Find me on there. See me here on Apocalypse, of course. Find me here, my buddy Bartley and Barnes, the Bartley and Barnes Show. A new episode is coming up soon. My buddy Jacob, he's super busy, so we'll work it out. But you'll get us soon. Go back and watch our last episode. We recap October. We're going to do obviously recap pop culture and music and sports and everything in the month of November. Thank you everyone for watching.
Don't follow his first round fantasy because I lost this week. So
you win some, you lose some. You guys can find me on Twitter at Insider Geo, my own channel, Fandom United. I will be talking about the first reactions for Avatar: The Way of the Water. That video will be coming up in the next half hour. And this wouldn't be Apocaflix movies if we didn't at least address this. Rest in peace, Christy Alley.
Yes.
Longtime actress, TV, movies. Rest in peace. I'm sure we can talk more about her on the Discord. And you guys, if you have any thoughts, share it. We'd love to hear from you. And super fun stream. Thank you, everyone. And until the next Apocaflix Now, you guys take care.